At least 20 people in broad daylight trying to bust into a jewelry store. But this time, the owner stopped the heist in just seconds. Good evening to you. I'm Susan Hirasuna. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live in Anaheim with the dramatic video and tonight's top story. Matthew.
Well, Susan, this was very intense. In that surveillance video, you can see at least 20 people trying to bust through this door right here, many with sledgehammers, until someone inside fired back. A violent would-be smash-and-grab robbery stopped in seconds.
Every single one of them is covered in blood from head to toe.
Watch again as at least 20 people wearing hoodies Thursday evening in Anaheim get out of 5 cars and swarm like
You know, what legislators will try to tell you in California in particular, and a lot of these Democrats.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in this gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the spirit. This is from Anton Daniels. What the fuck are you doing, bro? This is from Anton Daniels. It says, I fired at them and all the thugs ran. Mass robbers tried to break into Los Angeles jewelry store. As you know, since the time of COVID began, the pandemic, there's been a lot of leniency on these jakes, man, and just these people that commit these type of crimes. You know, oftentimes them putting them back out in population and, you know, giving them slaps on the wrist. And while the business owners suffer from a loss of merchandise and damage, and a lot of times the insurance had to lapse, and then the owner would take the hit and force them to close down. Now, this dude, Anton Daniels, I do not prescribe to him or subscribe to him at all. I don't care for him like that, all right? He's just another nigga that thinks the white man is okay, and he come up against us. You know, he's just another lost, deluded soul that really believe that America has greatness, and it doesn't. All right. Now, I will admit, he do put out some decent content, but if you pay attention to this guy's content, you can clearly tell he watches us, man. And that's a lot of you content creators out there. You talk all types of shit about us, but then yet you hop on the things that we speak about, and then you use it for views and clouts, and not giving anybody the true credibility, you know, which all credit belongs to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, bar none. But anyway, fair use. I'm not making any money from this, in case he likes to get stupid. I'm not making any money. I'm not or anything of that nature. This isn't to inform an audience regarding the Bible prophecy, and you know, we speak on these things because the Lord said, watch therefore pray. All right, so this is nothing more but a watch report. And this is why you jakes out there, you so-called blacks, and this is why, you know, I don't feel bad when the cops blow these niggas away, man. Like, I have no empathy or sympathy for these type of individuals whatsoever. Okay, in my humble opinion, I feel like he should have just let fire, and he should have just smoked as many of them as he could, because this type of behavior is too, it's not far in between at all. It's too common. You know, you got a group of young niggas, they run the streets all types of night, and they hop out of a vehicle, and they're just up bang on you, man, or up the pipe on you, you know, or the Thule, as we call it. You know, they got a slang for the Chicago, they call it up pipe, where they bring out the Thule, you know, or the ratchet, or whatever they want to call it, and they'll just get rid of you with bullets, man. And this is why I made mention in my earlier video that Jake ain't nothing but a bunch of, the men rather, they ain't nothing but women with dicks and muscles and tattoos, man. Okay, I make a habit to say that every time I come across these YNs, because this is about 20 of them, man. Okay, this is a lot of Jakes to go and do a armed heist at a jewelry store, you know. And then the crazy part about it is they'll rob the store, and then they end up killing one another or killing each other over who got the most the most merchandise, man. And a lot of times they sell this merchandise, they selling it for dirt cheap, you know. Like, when you got to pay attention, for those of you that's like on line and you do business, and sometimes you may shop like on Marketplace, which Marketplace is a decent place to get products. But when people are selling like toilet paper and cleaning items in bulk, a lot of times, man, if they not hoarders, they 9 times out of 10 they probably stole it, or they got it from some type of booster, which there's no proof. But usually when people are using that type of merchandise, or they buying that type of bulk, 9 times out of 10, they probably stole the shit. You know, so these young jakes, they'll go online and they'll advertise the jewelry, you know, may sell it for $100, you know, a $10,000 piece, they'll sell it for $100, you know, or they'll jack your car from you and wrap it around a pole, you know, or, you know, they'll steal your shit and they'll sell it for 80% off, man. And you got to ask yourself, why you steal it in the first place then if you're not going to get somewhat of a top dollar from it? You know, because a lot of times these little perk heads, they getting high, you know, they on pills, they on Xanax. You know, a lot of these niggas be off them pills, man. So when you see a group of these young ninjas with the shiesties on and the hoodies at broad daylight, and I'm talking about Jake is pilling in broad daylight now, man. You know, they'll hop out with the hoodies or the shiesties on, 100-degree weather, and they'll just spray you with bullets, man. This is why the 2/3 of our people gotta go. And honestly speaking, he should have did more than fired at them, man, because like I said, this is too much of a problem among you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And then when somebody empties on you and somebody puts you in an untimely grave, then you got your mother, okay, which raised you, which didn't raise you, crying and saying, oh, why do y'all do that to my baby? My baby was a productive citizen. But yet you got the little ninja on camera getting ready to rob a fucking jewelry store, man. All right, so you Jakes, man, you're just, this is why nobody wants to be around you. You know, this is why nobody wants you in their neighborhoods. And they got a term, when Jake moves in a neighborhood, they got a saying, there goes the neighborhood, because they know how you niggas get down. Okay, you see 2 or more Jakes, then eventually they're gonna be fighting. You're gonna smell weed. There's gonna be trash and loitering everywhere. You know, your dogs pissing on your property. And then, you know, the women, you got a women, then all of a sudden they inviting niggas from the hood over. You know, then they get Section 8, then they have 3 or 4 kids by 4 different niggas. And before you know it, that property becomes a drug hangout, and the police constantly surveillance it, man. And then you in constant fear for your life and your shit getting vandalized, man. Okay, and this is why nobody wants to be around you. So yeah, I can clearly feel the frustration with the owner of this Jake, man. You know. So anyway, and you know, I'm gonna play a little bit of Anton's video, because that'll make him a total hypocrite if he flags my video, because I mean, he used other created content to push his videos. So I mean, we do the same thing, and I said fair use. I'm not making no money off this, but you know, this guy, you got it. I'm kind of skeptical of him because you know, he's not very keen on us. He's not very fond of us. Ever since the brothers rebuked his ass in Detroit, I think, because he's from Michigan. Matter of fact, let me do this, man. I ain't even trying to deal with this dude. Robbers. Robbers. Shot at Los Angeles. I'm on a roll right now, too, so Salakia, brothers. I'm just trying to... Bingo. Store owner fights back. Here we go. Let's do it this way. That way I ain't got to be bothered with Anton's madness. Come on, man, hurry up.
Why print with Smart? Premium quality. Our products are totally customizable.
Look at these niggas, man.
A shocking robbery attempt in Anaheim caught on camera. At least 20 people in broad daylight trying to bust in.
And the niggas, they're so wild, they do this shit at broad daylight, bro. If you gonna rob a jewelry store, I mean, I guess there are some type of security provisions, you know, but you got better chance on robbing it when ain't nobody in there than when somebody in there, because now, you know, somebody fires at you and hits you, now you through, you know, and you're more likely to get caught by the cops in broad daylight. But one thing about these democratic cities, they don't really investigate crime like that, you know. Now, when you one of these wicked niggas that we're watching, you one of these type of Jakes, then you get away with murder. But let's just say if that was me sticking up a jewelry store, they'd put an APB out on my ass, man. I'd have been locked up before I put the keys in the ignition. And that's real talk. Because, see, Esau got a thing of letting shit like this slide because he needs to create some type of chaos out of order, man. All right? So a lot of times they get little niggas like this, slap on a wrist, you know, give him 30 days probation, and he's back doing it, when the reality of it is you're supposed to take a nigga like this and you're supposed to put him down with extreme prejudice, man. Or get a nigga the chair or the needle. Okay, because 2/3 of you niggas, you need to be put down like the wild dogs you are. Okay, fuck all that slap on the wrist shit. The Most High is gonna eventually put a spirit out here, and they just gonna start putting your asses down, man. For real, because you niggas are just wicked. That's why the draft can't come back quick enough. Because with a draft, if you draft all these YNs against their will, that'll put an end to a lot of the bullshit that goes on in these inner cities, man. Okay? These niggas is the one you talking about. You short on military numbers. You need to grab these niggas up. Look at the numbers they're doing. Peep this. And I'm going to get the scriptures in a minute. I'm just on the road, so I got to focus. But I got 2 precepts, and then I'm going to shut it down because I'm actually getting ready to pull up to my destination. But peep this.
To a jewelry store, but this time the owner stopped the heist in just seconds. Good evening to you. I'm Susan Hirasuna. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live in Anaheim with the dramatic video and tonight's top story. Matthew.
Well, Susan, this was very intense. In that surveillance video, you can see at least 20 people trying to bust through this door right here, many with sledgehammers, until someone inside fired back.
And where the hell these niggas get sledgehammers from, bro? Like...
A violent would-be smash-and-grab robbery stopped in seconds.
Every single one of them is covered in blood from head to toe.
Watch again as at least 20 people wearing hoodies Thursday evening in Anaheim get out of 5 cars and swarm like hungry bees outside Elamira Jewelry.
When I watch the window, I see many people. I can't count it.
Inside, store employees run for cover, while outside, thieves with sledgehammers and bags try busting in until this moment. 1 gunshot and everyone scrambles.
I take my gun, I shoot 1 bullet, I scare him, he moves it, and the problem is done.
The owner...
And all those cars are stolen, by the way, all right? Hopping out of Beamers and shit. They're stealing foreigns now, all right? These niggas ain't paid for that. They ain't got no money. And they all afraid to die because if they was, they wouldn't ran like roaches. You put one of their ass down, then, that's going to make the rest of them think. That's why, hey, we coming into the time now that you Jakes, man, you ain't right with the Heavenly Father. The Lord is going to allow this devil to do what he got to do to you.
Doesn't want to show his face on camera for safety reasons, but he and his attorney called the shot self-defense.
And he's willing to protect his business at all costs.
About a month ago, another robbery right across Brookhurst. Thieves driving a vehicle right through Basan Jewelry, stealing millions. 2 people arrested nearby, but the other getaway cars still missing. The owner adding new security measures, telling us off camera the crooks stole more than $3 million worth of jewelry.
Everybody should be vigilant and careful. If they notice anything suspicious, they should speak, they should report so that, everybody's safe.
So sad. People, I think, hungry and looking for big stuff.
For 30 years, Mohammed Salam has cooked food next to the targeted jewelry store.
It was like a movie.
Shocking situation now leaving many on alert.
They make me scared. I have to protect my business, family.
So far, no description has been given of those suspects, but we counted at least 21 people. We're live in Anaheim tonight. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Matthew, it is just wild to watch that video, and clearly they were well organized, so they arrived at the same time. What else did you notice in watching that surveillance video?
Yeah, definitely well organized. And just speaking with this business owner, it sounds like they arrived to this location immediately after their last customer of the day was leaving. So they showed up right at that time, very targeted and planned out.
Yeah, ready with their sledgehammers and bags as well. Matthew, thank you so much.
Yeah, like the comment said, it says 20 guys were robbing the store, but yeah, he's the one that needs the lawyer. Yeah, this is a total unjust system, man. Especially in those blue states, they don't have what they call the castle doctrine out there. Like in Chicago, if everybody was legal to carry or whatever they had to do, a lot of that bullshit that they do out there won't fly. But this is the book of Isaiah 51, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 19. It says, "These 2 things are coming to thee, who shall be sorry for thee, desolation and destruction and the famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee?" Yeah, because you're going to see sword, famine, and judgment. And we coming into them times now that the Lord is getting ready to unleash on America. And you 2/3, you're going to be casualties. And it says, "Thy sons have fainted." It says, "They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. And they are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power." Because Jacob's under curses right now. All right. So this is why they do this wicked shit. Isaiah 19. And I'm going to start at verses 16, it says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and should be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah should be a terror unto Egypt, and everyone that make it mention there should be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he determined against it. So right now, Babylon is like a terror. They afraid of Jake because, you know, they see a band of niggas marching down the street. That can mean nothing but trouble, you know? But anyway, Slakia had to cut it short. I did just want to speak on that, giving all praises and glory honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you will edify. To the next lesson. Shalom.